right. All right, guys. Welcome back to Beauty Casters. It's been almost a year. I have a lot of changes, a lot of things that have happened over a year. A lot of our lives have changed over the year. And Beauty Casters is, we're jumping back into the swing of things. A lot is happening in the beauty world, a lot of different nuances that we never would have thought about in the past. Even in 2020, we never would have thought we'd see the beauty world this way. So we have a lot to discuss, and we want to reboot the podcast. And I've got a wonderful co-host, Crystal, who is my prima. We call each other prima, so it's going to be hard not to I guess I could call you prima on the pod. Why not?
Why not, right?
Yeah. So give an intro to you, what prima. I want to tell our story, like how we sort of reconnected, but first do your introduction, who you are, your background in makeup, all that.
Okay, so I have maybe 10 years in the makeup industry. The first couple of years, it was really on my own by myself. I do have a degree in dance, and so I have a bachelor's of arts in dance. And so that's really where I was introduced to makeup, but I didn't start pursuing it professionally until after college. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know if you remember back OG beauty YouTuber, Corin, Encore Makeup. Corin, I took his course like right out of college. Yeah. And he was like going on tour, like doing these beauty courses. And I was like, oh my God, like I really want to learn more. Like I learned a little bit in college, like taking a course that was like theatrical makeup, right?
Sure.
And that was really fun, and performance makeup. And so, but I've always been into makeup. Yeah. So right after college, I was like, you know what? I want to study it a little bit more like professionally. So I paid to take his course. His course was amazing. Like he taught us, I signed up for both courses, like the bridal course and like the general makeup course.
Yeah.
And he provided everything, like all of it, like a big goodie bag at the end. And so from then on, like, I was like, oh my God, I love makeup. Let me just keep like training myself, I guess, self-taught.
Yeah.
But then I stopped teaching. I took a break from teaching, which I'll go back to that. Like I'm back at teaching, but yes. I took a break from teaching. And so then I started to pursue my makeup career. And so then I started working first for Ulta, and I was a manager for Ulta. And then I moved from Ulta to Sephora. Mm-hmm. And that's where Sephora is an amazing company. Both are really great companies to work for, but Sephora really took the cake as far as really educating their staff. And so they came to California to get certified with artists there, in one of their headquarters in San Francisco. And so I spent there like a week and a half. I want to say like almost 2 weeks. I can't remember exactly, but it was amazing. We trained with so many amazing like senior artists, and we got certified. And so from then on, I started building my clientele. So out of Sephora, I stopped working at Sephora, and then I just went to freelancing for myself. Mm-hmm. So then I freelanced, and I'm still freelancing now, but I went back to teaching. So I'm a teacher again. So I'm a dance director. Uh-huh. And so, but yeah, that's like kind of all of it in a gist, right? A little bit of everything.
Yeah, that is. So back in Sephora, this was like what, 2016, 2015? When did?
Yeah, like I think, yeah. It was like maybe 2015.
Yeah. So
a year old. My son was a year old, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was 2016?
Yeah, I think so.
So back in 2016, I was off venturing in Sephora, in my local Sephora, and I forgot what I was looking for. I think I forgot what I was looking for. It was a makeup product, and I had gone into Sephora, and and Crystal came up to me, and I told her what I was looking. She, hey, super friendly. What do you, can I help you find something? And I was like, and you know what? I never let Sephora people help me. Like I always know what to get, or like, I know, like, I just want to test it myself. And I really don't like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just don't like assistance too much.
You don't want to be like, hey, come try this,
Yeah.
That side of it. So
exactly.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I was like, I don't know. You were just so friendly. So I was like, yeah, I'm actually looking for this, whatever product. And you were like, okay. I don't remember. It was a mauve lipstick. It was
Yes, I was about to say, I was like, what's the lipstick that you were looking
it
for?
was a mauve lipstick. I was looking for a mauve. And so Crystal was so friendly and like I was just like, just let her help you. And I was like, yeah, I'm looking for a mauve lipstick. So Crystal knew like she knew all the A's to Z's of every single mauve lipstick in Sephora. And then Crystal turns back and she goes, I think you're my cousin.
Typical Mexican, right? Like we're like, I think we're related. Are we?
I think you're my cousin. And I literally, because me and Crystal hadn't seen each other since we were little kids. So my memory wasn't good. How did you
Yeah.
recognize, you just recognized my,
Yeah, because like at the time, like I was working at Sephora, and so I remember, and it was so crazy. I think it's just like how everything falls into place. Like God knows, like I don't know. It was so weird because that like a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to my mom, and she's like, "Oh, Rosie's daughter is also a makeup artist." I was like, "Really?" And she's like, "Yeah,
ah,
like, she's a makeup artist." And so then I was like, she showed me a picture because at the time, Facebook, whatever, and my mom's like, "Yeah, this is her." I was like, "Oh yeah," I was like, "Oh, I remember," because we're not first cousins, we're second cousins.
yeah,
So
yeah.
our grandmas are, so it's a little bit more distant cousin family.
Yes, yes.
But then I remembered, and so then when I was looking at you, I was like, "Wait, like I know you. Like how do I
Yeah.
know?" In my head, and then finally I was like, "I think we're cousins." And then
She came out and said it.
his daughter, and then you're like, "Yeah," like you're like,
I was like, oh. You know that gif of Mr. J? Oh, excuse me. And I was a little weirded out because I was like, I had no idea. I was like, I don't know who this chick is. Like, how does she know my name? How does she know my mom's name? And then like when you said I think we're cousins, I was like, you know how like That's So Raven where she gets this epiphany, like it goes in her eye and you're like your
Yeah.
whole life flashes. I was like, oh wait a minute. And then I had some sort of recollection of who you were, like just but I think we our last play date, like I think that was the memory that I kind of like had a vague memory. I was like, oh, okay. Like, so everything was just, it was crazy because we were like makeup artists and we, I just, it was crazy because it was like, I found a new friend, but she's related to me.
Yeah, yeah, and that's so crazy because I was like, the whole time it's like when we're talking, like literally, like maybe like an hour and like 30 minutes, almost 2 hours went by like super fast. We're just like, like just talking, and then like I was like, wow, like thinking the same thing that you were thinking, like, wow, I found like a new makeup BFF.
Yes,
So
yes.
crazy.
What's
But
so crazy though is that I won't give too many details, but like we had mutual friends, right? Like we had mutual we had mutual friends at the time.
what a small
It was such a
world.
small world. And that mutual friend was always like, you need to meet my best friend. She works at Sephora. She's a makeup artist. I'm like, and then later I'm like, that's my cousin.
I know. When I told her too, she was like, "Oh
No
my God,
way.
really? Like that is so crazy." Because she would tell me the same thing. She's like, I want you to meet my friend." And I
Yeah.
was just, she's like, "Yeah, she's really into makeup too. Like she's a makeup artist for MAC." And I was like, she was always like, "Y'all would get along so well." And I was like, oh, come to find out, she's my cousin. So
It's in the blood. That's why we would work out so
exactly, it's in our blood. We're just artists. Like we love artistry. So
yeah,
that's
for sure. So that's been fun. So ever since, I mean, we hung out, we found out about each other. Like, we've been pretty close since, hanging out here and there. So it's nice, it's nice to know you have family that has the same interests and, can do the same stuff. So, all right, so we got our intros out the way. We're rebooting this podcast simply just because, just the world of everything has changed, ever since the pandemic and, everything has changed in the year. And we're, it, I don't know how to explain it. It just feels like the beauty industry, there has been an impact on it, but I feel like ever since World War, World War II, the Great Depression, like the beauty industry never seems to cease. Like it just always seems to go on no matter what.
Always thriving, and it's always thriving. I think mainly because too, like us women, like we want to uplift our spirits. And what's the easiest way to uplift our spirits? Like that brand new makeup, that brand, you want to try out a new look. Like it just seems to like get us, up and out of, not to say that we're like negativity, but it's just something that uplifts us. And so I think that's why it's never going to cease, because I mean, that's what helps us, sometimes get through things. I don't know. Like, I feel like, putting on your makeup and jamming to some music, like that is just therapy right there for me.
100%.
But I think for a lot of women now, I mean, because of, YouTube and everything, like now that is a thing. That is a thing. Like put on some music, watch a YouTuber, like learning these new tricks, like because it's so easily and readily available to you. So I don't know. I think that that's why. But
For sure.
yeah, I do agree. It's thriving, but I think we're going into a different now, like era of it. I don't know about what you think about that, but
Oh, girl, you heard my little audio, but I'm so ready for this new era. I think that there's going to be, and I'm just going to preface this because our listeners, I know you guys are diverse and, there's going to be always a different crowd out there. But, I just want to make this statement that this media, this podcast is truly inclusive. I mean that of all spectrums, whatever your political views are, that we're talking about beauty. And I'm gonna kind of go into it because I don't know if that everybody knows the situation. I know it very profoundly because it's hit a lot of the conservative, like, viewers or people who know the conservative news. But the whole Sephora thing with Amanda Ensing has really like started a whole new movement, and I don't think a lot of people realize that there's a whole other economy that's been wanting to be formed, and I think that this is the kickoff. So I think that it's gonna get really interesting. I just feel like we're gonna be like the sportscasters of the beauty world, because I want us to like just have this neutral base where we talk about makeup, but of course there's always gonna be issues that arise. There's gonna be drama, there's gonna be tea. That's just how the beauty world has evolved in itself. But I truly want to say that this is going to be an inclusive podcast, and I mean it to the definition.
I love that, and I thank you for like having me come on and be a part of it, because I truly feel like it's needed. It's definitely needed somewhere where people know that they don't feel like they're just getting one side of it. It's kind of sharing all the sides and making it up to the consumer.
Absolutely.
Like what their views might be, but definitely not saying like I'm right, you're wrong. Like this is what's it called? What's the word? Only this is appropriate, or this is what it is.
Right.
But all be all of everything. No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
That's what viewpoints are for, like that's what discourse is for. Even if people don't agree, like and it's weird to even talk about this in the beauty world. It's just the way the industry has evolved itself. I mean, you have tea channels, you have, all this drama going on in the beauty industry now. And it's like, what did we become? But hey, if there's a platform for it, we're going to talk about it. We're going to be about it. But we're also going to be open to, we're truly going to be inclusive, truly. So anyway, let's kind of go into like, you're a big, beauty product enthusiast. My Prima, and by the way, we call each other Prima. So if you hear me call her Prima and she calls me Prima, it's just natural. That's just what we call each other. So Prima, tell me what your latest product. I mean, Prima is always shopping for palettes and the new of the new of the new of the new. What's in your bag?
as I am, as my husband is coaching, So I don't know if you heard the little bell that went off. So it was a package for me.
Uh-oh.
That's why as we're talking, he's like coming up and bringing me my purchase from Sephora.
Oh.
But you are not. I know I'm such a beauty junkie. Like I can't help myself. It's something that I know I need to like, come back from, but
Yeah.
I can't help myself. And it's just, hey, we got more to talk about then. But
Yeah. You know what though? Oh, what did you get? Nude what?
the Huda Beauty, the nude palette.
Oh,
I've been
okay.
wanting little palettes. I haven't tried it. So
Really?
and they had them on sale at Sephora for 18 instead of 30. So, I had to.
Yeah, you see, I'm a bit opposite. I'm like a minimal. I have a lot of makeup. Don't get me wrong. I have a lot of makeup, but I think that's why like I'm a makeup minimalist. Like and here's the thing too. Like I don't really do a lot with my looks. I go to the neutral colors. I go to the earth tones.
And I love that. But you know
You
what?
know?
You know what though? That is what's in right now.
Yeah.
Like if you look at all these, like I'm just gonna put it out there, the Kardashians, and everybody follows those trends, but it's very neutral. Like, but it's so
Yeah.
pretty. Like it's just a new, I don't know. Like I think that those looks are so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Neutral eyes with the smoky, like what you have right now. Like I'm living for this.
Thank you. It's my go-to.
Go to, and that's like so beautiful.
Oh,
So
thank you. I think I just got older and I'm just like, sometimes I do experiment like with a little, because I was telling Prima right before this podcast, like she was looking at my technique and I'm like, you know what? I stopped myself because I was like, okay, we need to save this for the podcast.
Yeah.
But I found out about myself that I am just not good at liquid liner. I'm just not good at it. I'm not.
I think that you are though, but it's liquid liner is a thing where if you haven't practiced it in a long time,
Mm-hmm.
you feel awful. Like I know that's the case for me too. Like when I haven't done a wing liner in weeks,
Yeah.
and then I try to attempt it, I'm like, ooh, girl, like, like this is not going good. Like
Yeah.
let's do this again. So, but when I do start practicing and like doing it, like over and over, like at least for a couple of days straight, then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. I'm getting it back. I'm getting it back. And so, but I think just wing liner is just one of those things that if you stop practicing it for a bit, then you definitely feel like, whoa.
Because I am not an eyeliner connoisseur. So what I do resort to though, what you see on my eyes is actually eyeshadow. So I love utilizing eyeshadow as eyeliner because you can clean it up, you can edge it up. It's
And when I'm
it's
teaching somebody do theirs, like what you're saying, that technique is my favorite go-to. Like I'm like, you know what, if you're not ready for that liquid liner, start off with shadow, get an angle brush and just build it up, because just like you said, it's the easiest way to clean it up and to edge it out, do what you want with it. It's so much easier to handle. Then I tell them, okay, then go on top, try now once you got the shape, then try going over it with the actual liquid, because you already have like a template. But I absolutely love doing shadow, like wing liner with shadow.
I love it. I love it so much. So tell me about your YouTube, because you started a YouTube, I think like last year or the year before.
I did it last year, and I started really getting into that. And then all of a sudden I stopped just because, life happened. I went back to teaching, and as we all know, what this new year in teaching, like they have both virtual and in person, and so that right there, that has taken all my energy and everything. But now I kind of feel like I've gotten used to it now. Like I'm getting better at handling both. And so now I feel like, okay, maybe it's time for me to start it back up and start doing it again. Because I was, when you do it, you have to learn all aspects of it. Like, the editing, because I don't have, like these other big YouTubers, when they stop, they get to a certain point, like they have editors, so I'm like, oh, you got to learn how to do it all yourself from the beginning. So that's what I was doing, and I tried to learn a little bit more during the pandemic, more time, but at the same time I was trying to get all this getting back into teaching and doing all these interviews to get the job. And so,
Hmm.
but yeah, I finally got it. And so I'm learning how to balance both of them.
Yeah, you should, because I could see like if when we continue beauty casters, we'll have our own little individualistic styles, and people are always interested in my makeup when I'm doing my other. So for those of you that don't know, I have another platform. It's more current events, like commentary, and so of course I'm always doing my makeup, and people are like, do a tutorial, and I'm like.
I'm like, yes, I'm one of those people on the other platform. Like, yes,
Do a tutorial. Yeah, dude, I need more space. I don't have like, yeah, I think you've been to my apartment before, but it's like wedged in, like, I don't know, my makeup space is really, really small, so I don't really have a
it's
lot
so
of
great to
room.
know how you have it like placed, but I understand. Like, you're like, I need more
Yeah,
room.
I just need like it's because it's just very like very yeah, it's small, and there's not a lot of room. What I was trying to get to is like there's not a lot of room for like filming equipment and all that. So I've got to figure it out. Maybe I'll do it soon, but maybe I'll do one too. But we'll talk about like maybe getting back on our beauty platforms and doing that, because it is very fun. It's just the editing, and like it's kind of time
Yes,
consuming.
people think it's always like, even though I know I made that assumption like when I first started, like, oh, how cool it must be and how like easy, but it's not easy. Like once you start getting like, what you want to put out there, how you want to edit it, how you want to put your storyline together, or
Yeah,
whatever you're doing, it just takes more work because you want the end product to be a good reflection of yourself.
yeah,
So
for sure.
it takes more than just like, oh, I'm just gonna film something and put it straight on there. No, you're gonna go and do edits to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Or, you know,
Got to add your pictures and your products and stuff like that. Yeah, I totally get it. So what is your outlook on like the beauty world, Prima? What do you think is? I mean, like for instance, we walk into Ulta. And like, I think the most annoying thing to me is like everything's taped up. We can't have testers. We can't do any, I don't know, like any testers, anything.
you can't feel the texture. You don't know
Yeah.
what to understand because of everything that's going on. But at the same time, I'm like, you can clean it. You can. There's products out there that you can spray on, before you try it. Like as the consumer, like they do have, like at Ulta, for instance, they do have a station at the end of every end
Yeah,
cap,
for sure.
like stuff, right? But they don't have like what I use to sanitize like my beauty products for my clients is a spray called Beauty So Clean. And so what that spray, it sanitizes, but at the same time doesn't take away from the product. Like it doesn't dry the product, because if you use straight alcohol,
Yeah.
that's totally going to mess up the texture of your powders or your creams. It's going to alter them. So Beauty So Clean is such a good product that you just spray on it and it kind of conditions your product. It makes it, cleans it, sanitizes it. But I mean, I guess these companies don't want to waste the money in buying these products. But which sucks, because I think more people would buy something if they knew like how it looked or how it like felt on the
Yeah.
skin. But I mean, I
Yeah.
get it with all this pandemic stuff. I'm just hoping that we start moving a little forward and we're able to kind of, at least I'm at least the pumps of the foundation, because I'm like, what, like that doesn't really.
Yeah, like it's not gonna, unless you hold it super like close to your skin, it's not gonna like suck up anything. I guess it is a pump, but it's like there are safety protocols you can take. Like I remember being back at Mac, like we had say like cleanliness protocols and
Sanitizing
sanitization.
protocol. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure. But I think what they're more afraid of is that the unknowing consumer or the client that doesn't know and maybe, I guess, opens up the bottle and tries to test it that way. Who knows? I mean, because they're not able to see everybody when a store is packed. But anyways, it's not really packed because right now we're in a pandemic. But I
yeah.
lately. I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of people in here, but then they do get into their protocols and they don't let everybody in. But yeah, I have been seeing it a little more like not congested, but like yeah, the stores are starting to get full again. But
I don't know. I just there's so many other things they can do, right? Like they can have one designated person to swatch. Like, oh, would you like a swatch? Would you like a swatch of this eyeshadow? Or they could get like, sanitize a sponge, get it out of a special little sponge pile or whatever. And you get some alcohol and swatch it on your hand. You know what I mean? Throw away the sponge. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many other ways to do this, and it's just not being done.
yeah, they're probably like, oh, we don't want to waste this money in like all these new products or all these,
Yeah.
man hours to have one person or whatever to be the swatcher. But I don't know, like I think that would make more money if people would see, I don't know. It's interesting to see, like maybe we should do something on like how has the pandemic affected the makeup community, like the numbers.
That would be interesting.
Behind it, like are they really buying? Are they buying more or are they not buying more? Or is it the same,
See, because, that's the thing. Like, for instance, with liquid lipsticks, when you swatch it on your hand, when it's wet, it's completely a completely different color than when it dries up, dries into a matte. It turns darker. It turns into a different texture. The color does change a little bit. So it's like when all these new collections come out, like, are they just relying on the pictures and the swatches on the pictures? Like,
Either that or they're probably getting more returns than ever,
True. Oh, I wonder what that's like.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder what that is like. There probably is more returns because they're not seeing exactly what it looks like. They're just going based off of the picture that they see online.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That's something we should look into that and see going for them. But right now, the biggest craze is what is it? Those NYX lipsticks that have come out.
Oh, talk about that.
That are the mask proof, like they don't come off in your mask. Because even though I've gone out and I've tried to wear lipstick while I have that mask, and when I'm talking, I still, even if it's a long wearing lipstick, even some Maybelline lipsticks, the matte ink lipsticks that are super long wear, but I still get like a little bit of residue in the mask. But these new lipsticks by NYX, I want to get the right exact name, but they're sold out everywhere. You can't find it.
That's interesting. A mask-proof lipstick.
Yes, they're sold out everywhere. And it's called the Shine Loud Pro Pigment Lip Shine. So these are long wearing. They don't come off. They do have a gloss topper, but the matte lipstick itself, it doesn't wear off. And so I've seen many people post in their masks after hours of wearing it and on the mask, a completely clean mask. I mean, the gloss, I'm pretty sure does wear off.
Yeah.
But the mask has no lipstick residue on it. So I ordered these. So hopefully I'll be able to report back.
Oh, you did? See, I'm telling you, my Prima is on it on every single product.
I was able to snag 3 of them that are some of the colors that I've been wanting, but as soon as I got them, they were sold out again. So
wow,
we're gonna see how they do, but supposedly they are long wearing and mask proof. So they went viral because of TikTok. So I'm guessing I'm gonna see if
really.
Yes, they're sold out at store. I went yesterday to Ulta and the whole rack gone. Not even the loud, like pretty statement lipsticks. Those tend to be the last. It's always more the neutral ones that go first.
Yeah.
And not even those completely.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Mask
proof liquid lipstick.
I mean, I guess I'm wearing I think I am wearing NYX right now. I think it's called Cashmere Silk. Girl, I'm telling you, like all my makeup is like, the only thing I'll probably buy is like lips, and I really don't buy too much eyeshadow because like I said, I just go to the same thing. But I love trying out different lips now. But yeah, this one's NYX and it doesn't really come off. I mean, well, I don't know. I don't know if maybe there's a residue if it rubs. I really don't wear too many masks because I don't go out too often, and when I go, I just don't wear too many. That's not part of my lifestyle at all. Too much.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but that's interesting.
Yes, ma'am. I was like, what? Okay. I mean, I guess. I mean, we have to. I mean, I go out, one, because I'm a teacher and they have us. That's a whole different thing, but I have to wear my mask when I'm out. So, yeah. I mean, I would really be able to put that one to the test and see if it does really work. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
So what other collections have come? Man, I feel like I'm scrolling, perusing through Trend Mood right now, just sort of looking through all the collections they've been coming out with, and I feel like I've been living under a rock because
No, you're not living under a rock. It's just that this beauty industry now, they push out collections like every single day. I even feel like I can't catch up. Like everybody is always like coming out with a new collection. I'm like, wow, I just recently found out about the other 2 collections ago. I'm like, how are you on the 3rd collection? But yeah, no. And one product that I'm really actually interested in trying is that a brand. The brand is called Artist Couture, and it's the Ethereal Bloom. The Ethereal Bloom eyeshadow palette, which is very, 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 very appealing to me. It's a cute, I think also what grabs me is the packaging. Like if it's just so cute, just because I'm a makeup enthusiast, I'm like, that's going to look cute in my vanity, type of things. I know it's bad. I know it's bad, but, and the colors too, they do look really pretty. So I'm excited to try that new collection, the Artist Couture Ethereal Bloom collection. That's the one I'm looking at. It's by Angel. He used to be a YouTuber.
Oh.
Carried now in Sephora, but not Sephora. Is it carried in Sephora? I think so. Yeah.
Ethereal. Oh my gosh, blue.
Yes, it's carried, but spell not ethereal. The full line. I think his highlighters are carried in Sephora. And some parts of his line, but I don't think all of it.
Oh, look, the packaging is cute.
So pretty. I love the
cute. I like. Okay.
That's one that I'm kind of interested in looking at, and then the other thing that I really wanted to talk about too is this new trend with the brows.
What's the trend with the brows?
Brows, that feathered brow look.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like the brow freeze. So Anastasia Beverly Hills came out with the brow freeze. NYX came out with the what is it called? The glue. It's another similar thing. They do the similar thing. Or the soap brow. Sorry. The feathered
soap brow, yeah.
Brow effect. That right now is like so in.
So have you tried it? Have you tried any of those products?
I have it on today.
Oh.
So I really do like this trend because of how it makes the hair look like hair. It looks more
fuller.
Like microbladed type of thing.
Ah, see, yes.
Like your own hair, but it's really not. Part of it is, I don't know. I tried it for the first time today. It was the brow freeze from Anastasia.
Okay.
Yeah, I do like that one. And then I had tried the one from NYX.
So is it a bar? Like, is it is it a bar soap looking thing?
Actually, I have 3. The one that I've been using for a long time is the bar one from Makeup Revolution, because they're like $7 or $6.
Yes, I have that one.
I love that one. It works really well. So then NYX came out with one that's in the tube, and it's like a gel like formula.
Sure.
So I had been using that and loving that. And then now I tried the newest one from Anastasia, and that one's also really That's also really good. But I think they're different price ranges though. So the one from Makeup Revolution, I think, is the most inexpensive. And then it goes into the NYX. And then Anastasia is the more, high end prestige cosmetic that
Uh-huh.
is, it's really awesome. But I mean, for the price, you can still do the other ones.
The
The other ones
Revolution.
just as good. They work just as good, but the Anastasia one is a little more luxurious. So if you love luxury, then you're gonna want to do that one. But if you're like, want something budget friendly, you can do the NYX or the Makeup
Okay,
Revolution.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I wanted to try the soap brows because of course I want to try the trends, and I actually do like, I love the look, the aesthetic of a soap brow because it's very runway, very fresh. It looks like it requires minimal like eyebrow makeup, and for me to shape my brows, I do have to utilize some sort of pomade. I do use Anastasia, but the one that, so I did use the Revolution. That's the one that I have, and that's the only one I could find at the moment. But the thing is with my brows, because they're thick, my eyebrows are already thick, like coarse brows, so I feel like I have to utilize a lot of that product to get the effect. So I don't like the feel of all that product in my eyebrows.
It does feel,
You know,
it does. I will admit that it does feel different because you do feel
gunky.
like there's something on your brow.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of ignore that fact for me because I get the desired look, so I can easily overlook it, and because I like the way it looks, the final product. I love how it looks, but I do agree with you. You do feel like
Mm-hmm.
there's something on your brow. You do feel that.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yes. I'm always like, and look, I have a habit of like touching my brows. Like whenever I'm thinking, I always like do this
Yeah,
thing,
me
or like
too.
I pick at my
Yeah,
brows. I don't pull them, but I just like pick
yeah.
whatever the loose ones are out already there. But so, okay, so tell me then, because like I said, that one that I've tried, it feels really gunky, really thick. With the one that you have on, like, do you put your product like when you fill your brows, do you put it on before the brow soap or after the brow soap?
Well, I put the brow soap first, and then from there, once, because I feel like it really is able to bring up the hairs into line,
Hmm.
and then from there, I can see, okay, where do I want to add the specific, more like hair-like strokes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm doing that, and I put the product, the glue first, and then that. So I don't, I feel like I don't use as much product too from my pencils because I use a brow pencil. I feel like I don't use it as much because I'm able to see where exactly it's held into place. So I'm able to like go and add those hairs. But I don't know. I do. I like it. I'm really liking the way this one feels. But yes, I do.
Anastasia, that's the one you're using?
Yes. Yeah. The
Okay.
brow freeze from Anastasia is really
Okay.
good. But
And
it's
when you say luxurious, like the feeling of luxurious between that and the brow soap, because you've tried the brow soap from Revolution, what is the difference in feeling?
I feel like this one right away, it goes like once you kind of like grab the spoolie and dip it into the product and put
Hmm.
it onto your brow hairs,
Yeah, yeah.
automatically you feel that hold. Like you start feeling it,
Mm.
whereas in the Makeup Revolution brow soap, you gotta kind of keep adding a little bit and adding a little bit.
Yes. Yes. That's why it's gunky. That's why it feels gunky on me. Because I'm always like,
You keep having to add it, so that's maybe why.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But then it does look, nice in some parts. But I understand because I remember when I was using that one, you would see it a little bit above. You can see all the extra glue. So then I would
Yeah.
grab like a makeup remover wipe and kind of like on top to kind of shape it and take away that extra, I guess, soap gunk.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. With the brow freeze, you don't. It's like one little scoop. That's enough, girl. That's enough. Don't do more than that, because then yeah, but that
Yeah.
go right away. It's like boom, you feel it, and the hairs right away go. So yeah, I should do a little tutorial on that so
You
that you can
should. So you can link it and we can all watch.
exactly. Yeah. So no, I do. You'll see it when if you end up trying it out for
Yeah.
yourself, you'll see that it's one little thingy and you're good to go.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'm gonna have to go out. See, I bought. I don't know why I'm like trying so hard with my brows. I like my brows. Like, I don't have a problem with how I do it. I just want something different. And I love that you can get that fuller look without it looking so producty. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like it's just brushed. And like I
Yeah.
said, it's like an
Yeah, because like I mean, I don't know if you can see that close
yes, I
on mine, but
can.
I don't really have a lot of
Yay.
hair. I don't have thick, bushy eyebrows.
Yeah.
They, for me, they're almost non-existent. Like I don't have. I'm like pobrecita. I'm like I have to put make mine have like a shape to them. But
Mm-hmm.
I really do like that this trend. I'm living for this trend for sure.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go get the Anastasia one and try it out. I do have their pomade brushed through, but it's just too much product. So I do want that clear. So I'm gonna go try it out. I'm gonna
Yes,
go to
try
Ulta.
that. Awesome.
Cool, cool, cool. All right. Well, okay, we're hitting 40 minutes. We went time flew. We're making good on our this is our pilot episode, guys. So we're testing out, how obviously we already talk well with each other because it's just natural with us, but it's cool to like converse about makeup like that.
Makeup talk.
Exactly. So just one more topic. The creativity of collections. You are a big observer of all the collections because you buy a lot of collections, one after the other sometimes. What is your observation with like the creativity of these collections though? Like, do you think that they're getting lazy? Do you think that there is some sort of creativity here and there? Do
I
you
think
think?
you know what? I think right now, like the ethereal bloom, like I was telling you, the packaging got me on that. But I mean, it's not like it's me. Once you get, I guess, to a certain point or a certain age or to a certain extent, when you have so much makeup, like I have so much makeup, that
Yes.
kind of like, okay, you now start to kind of pick and choose what you're going to get. Like, for instance, like these came out like a while back, but
Mhm.
I stopped myself from getting, because I'm like, I know I have these neutral palettes, Crystal. Like, you don't
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
wait. So when they went on sale, I was like, well, now I can try it because it's, on sale. But I mean, I do stop myself from purchasing right off, unless it's something that grabs my attention. Either the packaging grabs it or like a specific color or maybe something I don't necessarily have in my collection.
Yeah.
I'll buy it. But I don't know. I guess it takes a lot for me now to get excited about something. So if I'm
Mhm.
excited about them, that's already like something big for me. Because yeah, I mean, I am a beauty junkie. I love new makeup, and I
Yes,
think
you
I do it
do.
now. I purchased two just to see, like for instance, those NYX lipsticks too. Like I want to see, like, are they really mass proof? That's I want to know for myself. So I think now it is just to try new things, try formulas out. But I
Yeah.
mean, I think that the makeup industry, like you can only do so much neutral shadows. Like then you kind of
Yeah.
have to go into like, I guess the artistry of it. Like how is the packaging? Is the packaging going to be beautiful? Is it going to be something that you're going to want to display in your vanity? Like I guess it's also the market. What market are they trying to reach? Like are they trying to reach that market where it's like me, the beauty junkie, or a person who's not really a beauty junkie, is just a teenager? Like I guess just the marketing, like how is it going to look to them?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you brought up something that was actually funny to me. I'm just kind of recollecting. So do you know that MAC Cosmetics, they recently came out with the collection The Sims? You know The Sims, the video game?
Oh, I heard about that collection. I heard about that one. Man, people were going crazy. Like, why did y'all do that? Like, that has nothing to do. Like, they
Like
totally repackaged or redid some of. Like, it's not even something that was new. They just did the
oh
packaging.
my gosh. Like 100, like if I can find it, I'll edit it into the video here. I wish I just had the picture, but it's literally, you said neutral palette, so I was like, it just went ding. I was like, what was a neutral palette that was so controversial? It was The Sims with MAC Cosmetics, and it was a literal repackage of a past collection that just happened.
Yeah, maybe they had too much of it and they needed to get rid of it. Who knows? But it didn't look pretty. And then a lot of people, I think a lot of people were like, okay, why would you even do that for Sims? Like, it's more bright colors. Like, what you could have done it totally different and actually like appeal to more consumers if you actually would have been true to their theme or true to their, look. But they didn't. It's like they just took that, okay, we have this left over, let's kind of redo it and just slap a different name on it.
Yes, and it was browns, mauves, and pretty color. They were, pretty colors. But they're not extraordinary. Nothing extraordinary. Well, they're okay. Let me say this: it was okay colors. It wasn't anything extraordinary. And I'm just used to MAC because I've seen their collection from collection to collection, even up until now. Like almost. Well, it's almost a decade since I've worked at MAC. Since I've left MAC.
Oh, already?
I know. I'm grown up. So it's been a decade of just observing their collections, and I'm like, nothing really has been extraordinary since then. Maybe they've peppered in like a few products that have been like
here and there, but it's not. You know what I think? I think the downfall has been that there's more companies out there that are doing the same thing as, well, actually, I don't want to say better, but they've just been coming out with things that are
they're
cheaper,
more creative.
That are just as good. Well, because MAC back in the day, that was like the epitome. If you had MAC makeup, you were like it girl. Like,
yes, girl. You were
the
pioneer. You were like, you were it, girl.
You were it. But I mean, I remember even me, like back in the day too. I was like, oh my God, like gathering all my money to buy these brushes that were absolutely
$1 million.
$1 million in my like in our younger eyes. Like I was like, wow. But you had to get that because that was the status. Like if you had that, you were legit. Like you were legit, right? But now companies like BH Cosmetics, like they're making quality Morphe. They're making these brushes that are really great and at the fraction of the price. Like I mean, come on. If I'm going to get the same effect, why not buy the less expensive one?
Yeah.
But
I can attest to that. I'm like the same. I'm like, well, what is it? What recent brush did I buy? Real Techniques.
Oh yeah, Real Techniques too.
Real Techniques. Like I was like, I had never tried Real Techniques brush, and I was like, I've always wanted to try the foundation brush. Let me buy it. Bought it at the grocery store. Really, really good. Nice, dense, bristles. Applies the foundation really nice. I get really good coverage. By the way, guys. Oh, and think about this, Prima. This is just to note jot. But in our episodes, we can even implement like techniques like, hey, I found this really great brush that it's a great under eye brush or whatever. So anyway, I just saying that. But I found that the Real Techniques, I'm a first time user of that brush, and I know they've been out for a while, but I'm like, oh, the denser the bristles are, the more coverage you're going to get with anything. So that's just a tip for you guys. If the brush bristles are closer together rather than not spread it, if they're more packed in, you're going to get more coverage. So meaning you get more color payoff, and that goes with anything for eyeshadow, for foundation, whatever. So anyway, all that to say that I really like the foundation brush. It was only like $8.
Yep. I mean, $8 compared to 35, maybe.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, like that's no. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, the MAC mentality is kind of, I don't know, it's not there anymore.
Girl, we're gonna have to talk about that in next week's episode because I've got so much to say about that. I'm like, I've called my Prima on an issue on MAC, and I was like, I'm struggling about this issue about them now, like, and we'll talk about that. And
I'm still salty by what happened.
Yeah.
about that too.
It's just
We'll have to talk
strange.
about it in the next one for sure.
Yeah, yeah. It's just strange how all these makeup companies have taken such like weird, like, what, just be makeup company. You know what I mean? Like, just sell makeup. Don't get all this twisted and political and all this. And now they've put themselves in a position where now we have to talk about it, because it's like, well, y'all put yourselves in this position, so I guess we got to talk about it. Wasn't
Because
us, it was them.
there's still a lot of cult favorites that I have that I still purchase and
I
will
know.
purchase still. My MAC, the Black Track Fluid line for me is like my ultimate, like holy grail,
Oh,
tight lining. I
ah,
like that. I can't live without Black Track Fluid line. I repurchase that all the time. But and we can talk about a technique with that hands down is the best technique for like making your lashes look fuller without having eyeliner in the top. So
mm,
definitely, but I'm saying like now I'm like before when well, I don't want to get too much into it because then we'll know why we're so salty about it. But I mean, they have things that still they make really good products still
yeah,
that
yeah.
you know that stand the test of time. No
Hmm.
matter what, I will always purchase that Black Track Fluid line, and other things here and there, but for sure they put themselves in that situation now. I mean, I don't know. They're gonna have to do something to get innovative or do something to
Hmm.
keep on,
Yeah,
grabbing customers' attention. I mean, clients and consumers' attention because it's slowly fading. It's been fading and
yeah.
declining. So I think they have to definitely do something to get
Or you know
back.
what? I say that's the cycle of life. Let someone else have a turn. I'll take a turn at it, and I'll take a turn at it at their customers and accept everybody. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not talking about them in particular, but it's
For sure,
just
for sure. You're right. You're right. That is the cycle of life,
it
right?
is. I mean, sucks to suck. So companies, y'all gotta do something, or hey, other people are gonna take your thunder. But dang, Prima. Okay, we hit an hour, so it's a good podcast episode. Prima, where can people find you? I'm gonna put your tag, of course, here, but for those that are listening on the podcast Audible, where can people find you?
So on YouTube, it's Crystal Queen Beauty, and also on Instagram, it's Crystal Queen Beauty.
And I
Crystal.
will I'll link all those things in the description, either in the podcast or the YouTube video, so you guys can go follow her. And we will come back with another episode. This is really exciting that we're back and we're talking about things that are going on, and we'll see what comes up. Maybe there's going to be some beauty news in the upcoming week. We'll see what happens.
And beauty history, maybe.
Maybe that too. Yeah, maybe that too. That's very exciting. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning into Beautycasters. We'll catch you in the next pod. Bye, guys.